Hello my friends, welcome to Home and Garden. For today's video, I am going to give you a tour of all this beautiful bloom. These are the lace hydrangea. I have two kinds of hydrangeas that planted around my garden, and I have the first one is the summer hydrangea, and of course this one is the lace hydrangea. But today's video, I am just going to focus and give you a tour of this beautiful bloom. So all of this lace hydrangea, I have a row of this blue bloom, and I actually planted them close to the flowering cut garden and also the secret garden. So I used them as a border and a divider between these two separate areas of my garden. So it looks so beautiful, and they are about, the tallest one, like this one stem over here, is about 5 feet already, and it level perfectly with the other plant, the birch rhododendron, and I love them because they give like a highlight in the middle of the side garden. So here's a close-up look of this beautiful lace hydrangea, and there's two separate kind of bloom in one stem. That's the stem. It's a little bit maroon color, and the sides are the big blooms, and these mini flowers are also part of it, and they're not going to turn to these big petals, but instead they'll start like this, like a, looks like a pepper actually, that tiny circle. It will open like this, and you see how small this mini bloom compared to this big one. So that's why this hydrangea is one of my favorite hydrangea in my garden. So the young petals look like this. So let me give you a sample. So you see all these mini flowers in here, and also these small petals. So this is the young version of this mature bloom. That looks so beautiful. From this side, they look like a butterfly. I originally only have one plant of this lace hydrangea, and then I start to divide them each year. So I actually, with these 4 plants in here, so this is the smallest one, and then I have here, and then here, and next to the rhododendron, I only have one plant, and then I divide them and then created 4, and I actually propagate them and cut all this extra stem. Like for example, this one I will cut and propagate this one once they're done blooming. So that's why I have more collection of hydrangea in my garden. If you're planning to plant this beautiful hydrangea, you need to make sure that the area that you are planting them, they receive a partial sun and partial shade, because they cannot be planted in a full sun area. They wilt and they died, especially if you forget to water them. They will actually give you a sign if they need water. Well, they're not going to talk to you, but of course the foliage, the flowers, they just going to wilt, and it means that the plant need water. If you want to keep their color like this one, dark blue actually, you need to make sure that your soil is acidic. So I can tell that this side of my garden, the soil is acidic because I have a darker blue bloom. I also going to show you the other plant, the propagation that I have it for the previous year. I actually got it from this mother plant, but then when I plant them on the other side of my garden, they turn pink. So let's move to the shade-loving plant garden, and I have also the pink lace hydrangea that's planted there. But before that, I need to show you a view. I'm going to take a video on the backyard deck so you will see the full view before we move on to the shade garden area. So you'll see and get an idea on how to add this beautiful lace hydrangea. So I am now here on the backyard deck, and let me give you a quick view of the hydrangea. This is already the top view, and I use them again as my divider between these two separate areas of the garden. This is the flowering cut garden, and this is the secret garden. So you can see it even though they are really far from the deck. You'll see the stunning beauty of this blue lace hydrangea. So next, let's check the other lace hydrangea that's planted on the side shade garden. And this pergola, I have two big bushes of the lace hydrangea as well. And let's take a close-up look. Okay, so let's take a close-up look of all the lace hydrangea that's planted on the shade garden area. And here already you can see all the blue blooms, even though I'm just walking towards to this area, and it's really highlight in the side garden. So this is all the lace hydrangea that's planted close to the shade garden area, and they have a lot of blooms. And I plant them direct on the ground, and I can tell already that the soil is acidic because the blooms are blue. So if the color of the hydrangea turns to pink or lighter color than blue, the soil is not acidic. But take a look of this one here. This is combined with pink or purple and blue. I planted them for about 5 years now on this side of the garden. I actually started them on the pots and then they grow so big, so I moved them and plant them direct in the ground. So I like it and use them as like a privacy between me and my neighbor, and that's how tall they are now. It's almost taller than the metal fence. So let's take a look of all the hydrangea that's planted on the shade garden area. I have planted them direct on the ground and on the pots. Welcome to the shade garden area, and all of this, I'm so proud to tell you that all this hydrangea that you are looking right now with this white and pink bloom, and the rest of the hydrangea that's planted in this shade garden area, these are all my propagation. And they are doing good, and I am so happy because they like their location. Some of them I put them on the pots, and I'll show that to you later on. But majority of the propagation that I did, they are doing good, and I really love this white and pink combination. And let me give you this close-up look, and look at the edge. It's like somebody just designed them and trimmed the edge compared to this one. Well, this side, some of the bugs or pollinators, they just eat it. So this is again all my propagation, and I have more on this side. I combine them with the almond roots, the big leaf hostas, and also some daisies and some hardy geranium and rose campion. And again, it's the same as the blue hydrangea that I show you on the close to the flowering cut garden. Also, some of this I combine the endless summer crush hydrangea, I have this big one actually, the small one, and of course this lace hydrangea. And look at that, they're so beautiful. They're so special because they just bloom on the edge, and then the rest is just a tiny plant or tiny flowers. You'll see. So when I do the propagation, I just combine them, and I think I love to see now the outcome of what I did for the propagation, because I have this type of tiny blooms, and then this, of course, the big bloom, and also this lace hydrangea. The combination is so beautiful. What do you think? So before we proceed in the front yard, let me just give you a quick glance of the other lace hydrangea that I add together with the endless summer hydrangea. This is actually my rose garden. And all that big bloom, the pink one and blue one, it's my hydrangea. So I have added the lace hydrangea as well. And you'll see the combination of all this beautiful bloom with this lace hydrangea. And look at this stunning beauty. Here in our area, when I check the local nursery garden, I don't see the lace hydrangea. They're not selling that much. I don't know why. The only one that I can see, especially for this previous week, I checked the nursery garden and all they have is a summer hydrangea and they don't have the lace hydrangea. That's why this one is really a part of the rare hydrangea, because you cannot see and you cannot buy them, and I don't know why they're not selling it here. They're so beautiful. Okay, so this is the side garden already in the front yard, and let me show you the lace hydrangea that I added with the summer hydrangea and also the daylilies and hostas, and here they are. And also this is part of my propagation. I actually started them by cuttings, and look at them. That's a lot of blooms this year. And I have more here. These are actually the pink, a little bit of blue, and also the dark blue. And I have one more that I can show you in this side. It's a purple one. So you can combine the lace hydrangea with the other plants like this daylilies. And I have hellebores as well and hostas. So even though the daylilies, they love sun, they thrive in here. And I really like the combination of all these different blooms. And I can tell you that this side of the garden is a little bit acidic because I have a blue bloom, you see, and the lace hydrangea, they stay pink, but the summer hydrangea, the endless summer hydrangea, they're blue. So something, it's not full acidic in this side, but I love pink, so we'll keep them here. So let's take a look in the middle of the front yard, and I'll give you a quick glance of the lace hydrangea, and also that one I propagate them by cuttings. Okay, so I am now here on the front garden, and here's the big bush of lace hydrangea. You'll see a lot of blooms. This is actually in the middle of the garden, and towards this side, all the way here, there's a lot of blooms. I add them together with this dark pink lily, and look at this combination color, the blue and the pink. They're so beautiful. So this one, I just noticed there are actually smaller blooms compared to the one on the back, so it might be I need to fertilize them, but usually I don't really fertilize my hydrangea every year, and they're still doing good. So you'll see, I will back up a little bit and I'll show you as well. All these pink ones are the endless summer crush hydrangea, and they are planted actually on the pots, and they have a beautiful bloom. So I didn't add any lace hydrangea in the pot, so I think that's going to be my next project to combine the pink lace hydrangea. So there you go. You have an idea of what the lace hydrangea look like, and you can also check your nursery garden if they have this plant already, because here again on my local nursery garden they don't have this lace hydrangea, and I really want to check if they have a different kind of like design of the flowers, so maybe I can add that collection in my garden. Okay, my friends, so that's the end of our video about this beautiful lace hydrangea, and also you get an idea where to plant them and what plant to add with them. So I'll see you on my next video. You take care.